So here we are, League 5, MRC GTTCC, got it right that time, congratulations me, pat on the back, at the Nurburg ring 24 hour, the great circuit with a lot of history here. It's a very good equalising kind of circuit as well, because it's like you're driving in the rain. This is one of those circuits where the better drivers seem to come to play. Rather than the quick circuits. It's a very technical track, I'm sure you guys all know that anyway. Still a lot to play for. In the last race, Paul Curtis has won the series in League 5, that's for sure, but the rest of the positions are still up for grabs. The position from 2, 3, 4 and 5 could be anyone still. It's interesting to see how this one will pan out. So I'll just pause it and run you through the grid in reverse order. So let's go to the top and go from the Powerburger, who pulled out of the last race to have a picnic, is in pole position here at the Nurburg ring. Team Firestone Savage here in second place. Hoping for good stuff from him. Dragon Eagle back here in third. Zafiro in fourth. Total Rose fifth. Berserker sixth. MacGyver seventh. And the race winner from the last race, Bulke, eighth. So again, there's only 8 runners in this one. We shall start on board with Beserker. Lights are ready, brakes are on, drivers ready for the last time in this season, season 9, League 5. Here we go at the Nürburgring, and Beserker, as always, gets a beautiful start off the line there, but he's been squeezed by Rose and Zafiro, but he's trying to follow the Dragon through. Wisely backs out of it a little bit. Dragon goes deep. There's a bit of contact there at the side. This tricky little left-right section here. Zafiro's gone very wide indeed, which leaves Savage and Berserker 1 and 2. So Berserker's gone from 6 up to second already. Berserker always seems to get great starts. So there's a lot going on back here. Bulke, MacGyver. Having a right old tussle back here, a little bit of contact, it's all slow through the corners, so nothing malicious. Coming down to the hairpin right. Oh, MacGyver takes a far too deep there, cuts off. Here we are with the Powerburger, cuts his nose off and just lets Bulke get through. Meanwhile, a little bit further up, Total Rose here. Looking at the inside of Berserker, gives him a slight little touch there. Berserker holds the line. Ferrari right up again at the back of the other Ferrari. So everyone's strung out now with Savage 1, Berserker 2, Rose 3, Zaf 4, the Burger 5, MacGyver and Bulke 6 and 7th. Let's put these options back up so we can see everything that's going on as well as this. So here we are into the main bit of the circuit now, the 24-hour Le Mans through the German countryside. Saying hello to Sabine Schmidt on the way. She lives not too far from that back main straight. Didn't know. Drives for Team Porsche. Let's ride on board with Berserker here with the Ferrari of Rose gone wide behind him, so it's giving him a bit of space. Savage, he's been a fast driver through the series. His failure has been when he's been put under pressure. He seems to bin it, unfortunately, but he's definitely got the pace, and you know, we are now 3 minutes into the lead and he's holding his own out here in front. Let's follow Berserk and listen to that Ferrari as it screams around this section. Is Berserker going to take this next left flat out? Now he eases off, drops down a gear, but holds it really well. So it's just allowed Zafiro right behind him now. So let's ride with Zafiro, who's caught up with the Berserker. So 1, 2, 3 here, deciding only by a split second between them. Bright sunny day here, ideal weather conditions for this race. Marshall's there looking a bit in awe of these drivers as they come through. That, I have to say, I think the winner of the best livery is going to go to Zafiro for this series. I do think that Honda looks awesome. So he's right up the tailpipes of the Ferrari, which is no mean feat on this circuit. Trying to stay with someone with all these twists and turns is extremely difficult. It takes a lot of skill. So we're right back on board here with Zafiro. He gets that slightly wrong there. Rose slightly off in the distance. Berserker got a better line through there. Savage is not pulling away just yet. Berserker's now pulled away a little bit from Zafiro. So yes, Total Rose is coming back up a little bit now. Let's just check on the other drivers. Here's MacGyver. We've got Rose within sight. Bulke's got MacGyver in sight. Dragon and Powerburger having a race of their own with the Citroens at the back here. Still points to play for though, even though they're at the back. So let's go back up to Total Rose. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 there, still within sight of each other. Oh, that's a tricky section there. The Ferrari seem to be bouncing around quite a lot. The Ferrari noise screaming through the German countryside here just sounds awesome. And Total Rose now is caught right up with Zafiro, coming for one of the trickiest, fastest sections of the track, of the circuit here. Right up behind Zafiro. He's obviously got the toe coming up this hill. Drivers will be going flat out at this point, about 160-70 miles an hour. As you can see, even if Zafiro puts that Honda in the middle of the circuit, there's very little the Ferrari can do to get round it. You just kind of got to pressure the other guy to make a mistake, because the passing opportunities, there are actually quite a lot. It's just difficult to do it. So Rose caught right up now with Zafiro for third place for that podium position, and this is important because Berserker, if he can win this race, and I think if Rose finishes fourth, then Berserker will take second place in the championship. But Zafiro's gone wide as he's lost his drive out there. Total Rose is on the grass trying to get past him. They're side by side. This is going to be... Oh, and Rose wisely backs out. That could have ended horribly for both drivers if Rose had committed himself there. And as I thought, yes, MacGyver here in fifth place has now just caught these boys up. So how's the race winner from last race, Bulke, doing? He's still well off the pace at the moment. Like I said, this circuit certainly sorts the men from the boys with their racing capabilities, I have to say. Berserker had a quiet word with me before the race, and he's confident he's going to get a good result here. So far in this series, Berserker himself, his best result is a third, so at the moment he's at the highest he's ever been. But got to talk about Savage, to be honest. Where's this come from? We're about 3/4 of the way around lap 1, and Savage, being pressured here by the Berserker, is not crumbling at all. So fair play to Savage and that team Firestone Porsches. So far it's a Firestone 1-2, and MacGyver's not in the picture at the moment. He's back down in fifth. So let's go back with these three boys. The closest oh, very, very MacGyver's all over the shop. Sideways there. That Porsche seems quite a handful this circuit. So we'll go back over here with Total Rose. He's not letting that Honda get away. Rose has driven beautifully to keep that Honda in sight. It's very difficult to follow other drivers on this circuit. Looks like Savage is starting to pull away a little bit from the Berserker as well, which is very surprising. It's not surprising, I just I know Beserker thinks he's got a good chance of this circuit of getting his maiden win in the series. Just right on board with Savage. Coming down the main straight, Sabine's house is over there on the right. There goes Beserker. There's Zaf and Rose having a good old ding dong. I was about to say bing bong even then. Right up the bumper of that Honda. Let's ride on board with Rose as he looks up the inside again. They're going flat out. This is 175 miles an hour. Zaf brakes before the brake markers just to keep it under control, and Beserker's also pulled up quite a lot as well. So here we are with Zaf quite close to the Beserker, and Savage is out here on his own. Savage still holding it together. Well played, Savage. So Zafiro now trying to catch up on the Beserker. I'm just looking at the scoreboard and it looks like Bulke has retired. Wow. Is it just a case of I'm not going to win, I'm going to go off and have a little pity party and cry on my own? Surprise! That's very disappointing considering he was still in the championship positions for promotion. As he looks like he's left. He's left and he could have finished in the top 4. Wow. Controversy here at the Nurburg ring. So that's just allowing, actually these 3 boys here, Beserker, Zaf and Total Rose, are in the running for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It's just a case of who is going to finish where. Let's ride on board with the Beserker. Yeah, just getting reports in that Bulke has had a hissy fit, as a technical term. He decided that he wasn't going to win, so he rage quit even. Wow. The door has opened for one of these 3 here, if not possibly all 3 now. Now that Bulke's left the building, we ride on board here with. We really will ride on board here with Beserker. So far he's not put a foot wrong, to be honest. The Beserker looks like he's taking it fairly easy. Still got Savage in sight. We'll go with Savage in a minute, see how this train of 3 cars, Beserker goes very wide there, pans out, and then we ride on board with Savage. A lovely section there from Beserker-Boy. Put a bit of distance between him and Zaf behind him. And you can see he's visibly caught up with Savage there. Great camera shots these from our crew. Ideal conditions, bright, sunny, warm temperatures. Flat out commitment there from Beserker. Willing that Ferrari forward. Does he take this one flat out? No, he eases off again. Oh, barely eases off. Kept that buried a long way. Another fast section here. Let's stay on board with Beserker for a minute. Oh no, shall we not? We won't, because it looks like Zafiro is, despite Beserker's best efforts, is still right behind the Englishman. Pretty sure Zaf's best result has been a 3rd. Beserker gets it, swings the back end of that Ferrari wide. Zaf looking to go around the outside. He's got right up now with Beserker. Eating Ferrari exhaust fumes right now. We're now 12 minutes into this race. 1, 2 and... Oh, Zaf nearly gave Beserker a little love tap then, but didn't quite, backed out of it sensibly. Let's go on board with Zaf. This section, I know Beserker likes this section. He's very quick through here, have to say. It's a power down to the Beserker-Boy. So, Beserker's starting to pull away a little bit from Zafiro. Zafiro goes wide there. Zaf looking to catch up around this section. Beserker's got a good drive up through here. So, we've got Total Rose now in 4th. With MacGyver looking at the back of Total Rose. Powerberger still quite a way off MacGyver, so it looks like the two Citroens are running for Citroen on us here. Who's going to be the highest Citroen? So in the meantime, let's ride on board with our race leader still. Savage, where has this come from? Well, it's not, it shouldn't really be too much of a shock, because Savage again, as I said in the last, I think it was Dragon Trail, or the run before, Savage was up amongst second at one point. Seems to be driving imperiously around this 24-hour circuit. He's not taking any shallow lines into these corners, that's for sure. He's taking a nice racing line everywhere he goes. Coming up to the famous carousel. There's Beserker just in the distance, so... Oh, he drifts a bit too far wide there. He hits the barrier as well. Famous carousel, so Beserker still within sight. German car leading the German race. Lovely shots these. Savage driving magnificently, I have to say. Is it me, or does the Savage look much more planted in that Porsche than his teammate MacGyver in the other Team Firestone Porsche? He doesn't seem to be having the handling issues that MacGyver's having. So let's go back on board with Beserker, who seems to have lost Zafiro for a little bit now. Yeah, here we are, Zafiro, who's now dropping back to where Rose and MacGyver are. MacGyver seems to be a little bit sideways, let's put it that way. You can hear the tyres screeching on that Porsche. It seems very, very wobbly, I have to say. Nowhere near as smooth. Look at that. Nowhere near as smooth as his teammate in the Porsche. So drivers 1 and 2, Savage and Beserker, seem to be easing away a little bit now. About halfway stage. Yeah, we're halfway through the race now. No one's really had a big off yet. This is surprising for this circuit. I think everyone's driving within themselves quite a lot. Just to keep on the tarmac. You're pretty sure one mistake is going to put you right back in Zafiro. He's very slow at that corner. Which has just allowed Rose to get a good drag on him here. Ferrari's not as quick as that Honda. So come down the main straight. Has he got the toe to get behind that Honda? Zaf weaving to try and put the Ferrari off of his toe. It's not working though, because that Ferrari's caught right up. Yeah, the fastest section, and what a move there by Total Rose. Fastest section of the track, heavy under braking now. Superb move there by Rose, and he holds it in under braking, heavy braking here, coming back into the Grand Prix section of the track. What a fantastic move there by Rose. Coming down the main start-finish line here. On board with Zafiro now, looking at Rose, who drifts a little bit wide there, compromises his left-hand turn into this corner. But these boys are still not really getting away from each other. line astern here. Third, fourth, fifth, and Beserker's not too far up the road either. Beserker's not really pulling away from these boys either. So second place is easily within reach of one of these four drivers. Savage. We'll go back to him in a minute again. Driving oh so well, has to be said. MacGyver thinks about taking Zaf at that corner there, that turn there. Looking up the inside, showing the Honda driver his Porsche in the rear view mirrors is getting much closer than before. Let's go on board with Paul. Has he got him here coming into the chicane? He has indeed. Paul's alongside the Nissan Honda driver, not the Nissan, and he's already caught right back up with Rose as well. So could just be a Team Firestone 1, 2, 3. Still a long way to go. It's at least 10 minutes of driving to go. At least 10 minutes. Because obviously when the half-hour mark comes and goes, they still could be halfway around the circuit, which is, like I said, 8.5 minute circuit. So still a lot of driving to be done. Oh, Total Rose gets it wrong there. Bashes the barrier. Comes back on the track. Paul tries to avoid the Ferrari and in trying to do so gives him a little love tap. Both drivers managed to keep it together, so the Firestone boy right up the tailpipes. Now the Ferrari, there's nowhere for him to go. Is he going to squeeze it through there? Yes, he does. Wow. Over the bridge. Both pull a wheelie. Zaf's caught right back up now. 1, 2, 3. But Team Firestone are now 1, 2, 3. And the Porsche looks like he's starting to pull away from the Ferrari. And Zaf is caught right back up with the Ferrari. So that's just slowed Total Rose up. Let's ride on board with Zaf. He's gone far too deep there and he's off. Disaster for Zaf, who was driving so well. It's the only mistake he's made. And we're 20 minutes into this race and he made one mistake and it's put him all the way back into 5th now. So how MacGyver goes wide and Rose goes wide and they both smash into the barriers. Goodness me, I hope both drivers are okay. Well, that will mean Zafira can catch back up. MacGyver's regained it. Total Rose has regained it. Where's Zafira? Is he coming up? No, the marshals are waving the green flag. It's okay to go. So Total Rose takes back 3rd place. Not quite sure why Paul gave it a position back there unless there's a problem. Let's quickly just... Oh, he went off again. So here we are, MacGyver. Disaster for the Porsche driver. Goes off once. Decides once wasn't enough. Spins it round again onto the grass. I'm a lawnmower. Lets the Ferrari of Rose go past him again. So back as you were. So all this is doing now is letting Savage, who's still imperiously pulling away ever so slightly from there's Beserker-Boy. Let's ride on board with Beserker. You must be grateful of that little reprieve he's got. Bit of breathing room now between him and 3rd place. Again, don't forget this is Beserker's highest position in a race as well. 2nd, he can smell a win. What's that the Rock is cooking? Is it a win for the Beserker? Or is it a win for Savage? Neither of these two boys have won a race. I believe Savage, the best he's finished so far is a 4th. So this would be his highest finish if he finishes 1st or 2nd. Looks like Beserker's visibly catching now his teammate. Oh, goes slightly too wide there on the grass. This is just going to let that Porsche ahead of him pull away a little bit. So how far away behind Beserker is MacGyver? He's out of sight, to be honest. Can't see it, and it looks like MacGyver's pulled out ahead of Total Rose. And there's Zafira, who's caught back up with Total Rose. So Zaf had a reprieve there that both MacGyver and Rose but had decided they were both going to bin it together. What was that? Telepathic, synchronized, coming off, having a look at the barrier and some grass at the same point of the track. That's rather strange by both those two drivers, I have to say. Although, to be honest, looking at how Paul has been struggling with the rear end of that Porsche, I'm surprised he's kept on for so long. Oh, I thought Zafiro was flirting with the grass then. Goes out wide. Oh, Rose takes it even wider. So here we go, through the carousel. The famous carousel. Beautiful driving there from both these boys. Right, while there's a quick pause in the action, I should have a quick refreshment. Still 7 minutes to go on the timer, but looking at where they are on the circuit, they're probably get about halfway round. Oh, and Rose has gone right off again. Ferrari driver loses it big time there. He's managed to keep the pace of the Ferrari going, so he's not lost a lot of time from Zafiro, but Zafiro's just kept it clean, kept on the track, is back up to 4th now. So another mistake there by the Brit in total row. So, and as you can see there, Zaf is starting to pull away from Rose already. So let's go up to the field to Savage now. There's Beserker just in the distance. So Beserker's lost a lot of ground, about 5 seconds I'd say off the pace. Can Savage hold his nerve? Can he keep this together? He's not made a mistake on the trickiest circuit of the season, and he's not only is he keeping it together, he's pulling away from the competition, it has to be said. Down the long start-finish, not start-finish straight, down the long back straight. There's Beserker in the background, is far too far off at the moment to get any sort of pull. I'm pretty sure though Savage will be able to see Beserker in his rearview mirror. I just wonder now, after 25 minutes of driving, he still has not been able to put Beserker away. Beserker is not giving up on this. Savage takes a little bit of an agricultural route into the entry of this corner. This is the hard braking section, easy to smash the car and get it wrong here. But no, Savage is through that cleanly, and here we are coming to start lap 4 with 5 minutes to go. So they will definitely be doing at least another half a lap of this circuit. This tippy-toed Mickey Mouse left-right here. That turn that Savage has gone through just takes forever to come around to the left, but he makes it look so easy there. But Beserker, it looks like he is slightly catching Savage back up. Savage has just done an 8 minutes 40. Beserker's just done an 8:38. So yeah, Beserker's 2 seconds a lap quicker there on that last lap. So it looks like he's, and there he is. He's not far behind at all. Savage, don't look behind. Beserker is coming. What's that coming over the hill? Is it a Beserker? Yes, it is a Beserker. So there's Beserker. So where's the other Team Firestone driver? There he is. MacGyver, despite coming off twice, amazingly is still within sight. Excuse me, he's there, still within sight of his teammates in 1-2. Sorry about that, a little bit of sneezing going on there. So everything's kind of settled down now. This We've got 2 minutes to go. No, 2.5 minutes to go. Just quickly run you through the field as they stand. There is Savage going through the backside now of the circuit, the tricky part of the circuit. Closely followed still by Beserker, who's not letting Savage get away. I have to say, both drivers, to get this far into the race and not put a foot wrong is incredible driving. Neither of these drivers have won a race, yet here they are leading the hardest circuit of the season. There's MacGyver, who's already won the championship, closing down his teammates slightly. Zafira and Rose, though, they caught each other back up again. Just quick. Oh, Rose thinks about the inside there. Just quickly before we move on. There's the Burger. Looking resplendent. He's coming off the Grand Prix section into the last section, and he's not too far behind. Is Dragon Eagle in 7th. So let's go back to this battle here, which at the moment is the closest thing on the circuit. Team Firestone 1, 2, 3 pulling away from these two. Coming over that crest is a beautiful shot. They both pull a wheelie ever so slightly. Let's go on board with Rose as he's looking around the outside. He's closing that Red Bull, and Red Bull gives him room. Rose hits the grass, backs off wisely. He's still with him, under braking. Oh, Zaf's gone wide. Has he held it? Yes, he has, but he's compromised his speed. Going down the really fast downhill section. Rose has got nowhere to go apart from the back of touching the back of that Honda. Oh, looked like the Honda got airborne there at that little bump coming up the hill, and I thought he was going to lose the car, but he's not. Zaf trying ever so well. So, here 3 seconds to go. So this is 30 minutes up. So it's a race for the line. It literally is now a race for the line. Can Savage keep it together for his maiden victory in this season? I'm not sure if it's his maiden victory in MRC, but it would be definitely be the maiden victory in this season. Or will you can hear him in the background from Savage. Beserker seems, yeah, there he is, just around the bend. And how far is MacGyver behind Beserker? So they're all equally spread out. The Firestone boys. Beserker's, I'm pretty sure he's got a set there. Look, he's definitely catching Savage. Look at this. Beserker's just put the best sector time in. He has got the bit between his teeth. He wants this win. There's Savage just up ahead. Beserker is reeling in the leader. Are we going to see a change of lead at on the last lap? Deny Savage his first lead. The sector time there for Beserker-Boy, 2 seconds more than before. He's definitely on a flyer. Wow. Let's go through the carousel. Look, Beserker's visibly catching. Savage through the carousel. Berserker through the carousel. Where's MacGyver? Not into the carousel yet, so let's go back on board with the Berserker, who's catching Savage. Hand over fist. Lead was about 5 seconds up, but he's now caught him up. I'd say, look, there he is. He's just a couple of corners away. It's probably down to about 2 seconds now. Berserker, bit between his teeth. He is 2.43. He's still up in his sector time. Berserker is flying. He's catching right back up. Look at this. He's really close now to the back of Savage. We are in for a humdinger of a finish here if Beserker can catch up to the back of Savage. Tyres squealing in agony here on the Ferrari. Beserker, what's that, a second? He must be on his second behind him. Oh no, Beserker's gone wide. Oh no, he's in the sandpit. He's in the sandpit. He's spun it. Oh, disaster for Beserker. Where's MacGyver? Is MacGyver coming through? Yes, there goes MacGyver. Oh, disaster there for Beserker. After all the hard work, he was catching right up to the Porsche. He wanted that win, did the Beserker. He got to within a second. He pulled so much back. The red rage, the red mist of rage will be falling. Oh, what's going on there with MacGyver? MacGyver suddenly got it wrong again. MacGyver spun it big time back here. Where is MacGyver? There he is. He's starting to get going again, which has just allowed Beserker now to pull away. Oh, the pressure is getting to these boys. The pressure is finally telling. But in the meantime, Savage is just driving along on his merry way. He's just coming down to the long stop, long back straight here, and he's going to get his maiden win. Surely. Surely now. That's just handed victory to Savage. So where's Beserker? Beserker's gone off. And he's gone off again. What's going on? Beserker's lost it for a second time. How far behind is MacGyver? Here comes MacGyver. Looking at the Beserker. Can he catch up to the Ferrari? He's visibly catching him. There's nothing between these two boys. Foot is flat down for both of these boys. Surely just... I think Beserker's going to hold this. Looks like he's going to hold it. So we go back up to Savage, who is now just got a straight to finish across the line, and there he is. Savage, where did that come from? Imperious driving from Savage, gets his maiden victory, and Beserker is going to hold on for his personal best as well. A second at the Nurburgring, closely followed by his teammate MacGyver, third. So 1, 2, 3 for Team Firestone. Here comes Total Rose in a battered Ferrari there for 4th place. There he goes, crosses the line. Here comes Zafiro for 5th. Probably deserved better than 5th place, that's safe for Zafiro. He's driven very well. Powerburger coming down the back straight, and the Dragon Eagle, let's ride on board. Dragon Eagle still got the straight to go, still way off the pace at the moment, to be honest, Dragon Eagle. So let's follow the Powerburger for these last moments of Season 9 of League 5, Race 10 at the Nurburg 24-hour. If all of these results stand, it looks like MacGyver will finish first, as we already knew that. It'll be Total Rose by 3 points in 2nd place, over Beserker-Boy in 3rd place, and it looks like, as Powerburger finishes the race there, it looks like Zaf will be the 4th place driver, mainly because Bulkay just had his hissy fit and decided to rage quit. Things could have been so different. The Bulkay could have been promoted if he'd decided to just grin and bear it. Here comes the Citroen now, coming into the last few turns now of this race for 7th place of Dragon Eagle. I'm not sure if the Citroens, both Citroens seem to be off the pace here at the Nurburg. I wonder if they've got some sort of technical difficulties, because the other boys seem to be okay. But here we go for the last driver of the day. Dragon Eagle crosses the line in 7th place, and there we have it. So thank you everyone, thank you for joining us all. Looking forward to next season. Thanks to all the drivers, I hope you've enjoyed that. Leave a comment, subscribe and all that glorious stuff if you've enjoyed my commentaries. Hope to see you again soon, and take it easy.